Thank you for tuning in to another video. Hope you guys have been having a great weekend. We've got something very silly and stupid to talk about in this video. Well, actually, a few things that would fit that description. But let's start with this one. So as you guys know, I've been covering the Kingsman stuff the last handful of days here. Thank you for the support on those videos, by the way. Appreciate it. It seems like a certain person didn't appreciate those videos, though, as this Rivals streamer, she decided to get offended at the title of my video. Now, first of all, what's interesting is she had nothing to say about the Kingsman stuff at all. She didn't show support for him. She didn't condemn CC or any of those people. She had complete radio silence on the topic. And hey, that's fine. No one has to talk about it. But it's interesting that she was radio silent on it. But what got her to actually make a tweet related to it was, hey, that guy's title is offensive. That's all she had to say about it. Hey, that guy's title is a problem. Well, not really. There's a real problem going on here, but she has nothing to say about that stuff. Interesting. So here is the specific tweet that she made and the specific video that she's mad about, but just the title, because she admitted she hasn't even watched the video. She's just offended at the title. Now, you'll probably notice that I'm redacting her profile pic, her username, her @ all that stuff, and that's because she ended up deleting this tweet within 10 minutes of me responding to her via the quote tweets, because no one could actually respond to her directly because, just like CC and those other people, she decided to lock the responses to her tweet. Nevertheless, she got like 16K likes on that tweet. There's still to this day some people that see a virtue signal online and without actually giving any unique thought of their own, they just blindly like the virtue signal. You know, that is still a thing. And so as mentioned, her tweet's up there for like 4 to 5 hours, and then I see it. I think, do I really want to even bother responding to this? I go about making my video for the day, and ultimately I decide in the middle of recording, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to respond to that person. And I simply say, asks question, locks replies, lol. Also, whoa, my video got 293K views in 16 hours. That's crazy. Thanks, gang. And within like 10 minutes of me making that response via the quote tweet, she deletes her entire tweet as mentioned. And so I'm sitting there like in a bit of disbelief at what just happened, how dumb this all is. I'm like, this lady is really calling me out over a video title, and then almost as quickly as I respond, she deletes everything. You know, I'm like, what the frick is going on here? I've seen this before, though. You know, sometimes people like to do this sort of thing, especially, you know, interesting side note. I don't think it's coincidence that she went live on her Twitch a few hours after making that tweet. Bad faith question, and then goes live on Twitch and tweets about how she's live. Yeah, that looks like a clout grab. Let's call it what it is. And so ultimately I decided to also delete my tweet because I'm like, why is it like no one even knows what this is about now? It says post unavailable because she deleted hers. Good. It was a bad tweet. I'm glad she's moving on. I'm still going to talk about how dumb this was, what just happened to me, but, you know, I will redact her information. And so I will also answer her question here, even though clearly she didn't want an answer. Bad faith and all that, lost responses and all that. But I will mention, she's wondering why don't we get a title like Male Esports is Cooked when men get exposed for being predators and all that, for preying on minors and all that. My video title was silly and memey. Female Esports is Cooked, that's a memey title. Because as awful as it is what happened to Kingsman, there's been a lot of jokes throughout all this too. People joking about like having Zaza in their games now. You can join Marvel Rivals and you'll probably get someone like making jokes about Zaza in game, like random people in your lobby. They're making jokes about like, oh, I'm just here for the vibes and all that. And then there's other jokes about like, oh yeah, these women set other women back decades. By the way, a lot of women are making these same jokes. And so it's just a silly, jokey title. This is to say, why would she want an equivalent jokey, silly, memey title for a topic that's not funny at all? That being, as she mentioned, minors getting preyed on. There's nothing funny about that. Why would you want a silly title for a video related to something like that? That's a horrible point that she made, really. Terrible point. And so I mentioned that she also admitted that she didn't even watch the video. She said, I didn't even watch the video because of how stupid the title was. So that's unsurprising. And then you can see Madam Savvy actually calling her out. Yes, even other women are calling her out. I know it's something she would hate to admit, but it's true. Madam Savvy saying, don't go deleting this one, it's my favorite. Given how she deleted the other tweet, of course. And then if you look at the top of the screenshot, you can see there was another person in the responses that said, I just watched this video too. The guy called misogyny a buzzword. Now the context into why I referred to misogyny as a buzzword in my video is because Zazzastack had literally said, also, just to leave a note here, I've limited the comments because people commenting were already trying to be misogynistic or racist as soon as I posted this. And she got a community note that reads, Zazzastack and the others associated with the mistreatment of Kingsman have often limited comments whenever it is obvious the majority will give criticism, not due to racism or sexism. Zaza has already shown to be untrustworthy due to her admitted approval of the doc by Cap. And then the only critical comments she got on her initial tweet before she locked everything down were these two that said a whole lot of nothing, and yo, you could have just swapped and all of this wouldn't have happened. Both are obviously not misogynistic or racist. So yeah, good luck trying to say that it's not just become a buzzword when people like Zaza use it just to try to deflect and devalue the criticism that they're getting. And so the next day, after this stuff happens, the next day, that being today actually, this morning, this rival streamer then makes this tweet. She says, I've never once defended any of those girls' comments or actions, and pretending like I did because I pointed out a stupid YouTube title is genuinely weird. And you need to take your vitamin D, open a window, and take a breath. Their actions were stupid and mean and gross. I think that's been made abundantly clear. Yeah, but you didn't have anything to say about it. The first thing you said about it was getting mad at my video title. And then some of the people in the quote tweets were pointing out how it was interesting, as mentioned, that she was radio silent about this but got mad at the video title. Then after all this goes down, the next day, she finally makes a tweet like this. Not a great look, really. And talk about unnecessary. Again, this had nothing to do with her. I never called her out. She decided to call me out for this video title. I've said for the millionth time now. We're almost on to the next topic for the video. Don't worry. I'm going to end with this. In this part of the video with this. To this rival streamer, I wish you the best. I hope your rival's career goes well. I hope your streams go well. This was a silly, unnecessary thing. And hopefully she learned from it. And I'll leave it there. Unfortunately, though, I'm going to lose some more brain cells because of the next part of the video that we're going to be, well, I guess we'll lose the brain cells together because we have to watch this. Another creator came out giving her hot take about the situation, and she's actually mad at other women. She's mad at the women that are making jokes about being set back decades or years or whatever, you know, people just laughing and having a good time. Well, she's mad at people for doing that, specifically at the women for doing that.
So I just want to talk about this Kingsman and Zaza situation. And it really isn't even about the actual drama. It's about what people are saying. The people who are saying that Zaza set us back 100 fucking years, you guys are actually the fucking problem. You're practically saying, hey, we actually fucking suck at video games and you're actually right, but we're trying to appeal to you, so we're gonna get better at the video games to show you guys that we are actually not ass at video games. You guys are trying to appeal to misogynistic men that have peaked at the lowest rank in the video game that they play in.
So she's trying to take a stand against misogyny, apparently, but okay, hold on a second. Oh my gosh. She's trying to say that these women that are making jokes are actually really bad at video games. So let's just get this on record. She's the one insulting those women. Those women are just making jokes and having fun. She's now insulting them, saying that they're bad at video games and trying to appeal to the men, who she goes on to call misogynists. But she's the one that's insulting women for making jokes. Okay. Got it. Pretty amusing how she doesn't see the hypocrisy in that, but let's continue. Unfortunately, there's more.
Let's just say Zaza swapped, guys, and she did well on that character and she made one mistake. What do you think would have happened? Those same men would have blamed it on her gender, because to them, it doesn't matter whether you're actually good or bad. What matters is that you are a woman in a space filled with men and they don't like you and they don't want you to be there.
What on earth is she talking about? The issue is not even just that Zaza was playing poorly. It's how they all insulted Kingsman and got the dude kicked from the tournament behind his back and all that stuff, right? There's a lot of context that she didn't bring up there. And the issue is not them being women, it's what they did to Kingsman. Hey, crazy thing that she apparently somehow doesn't understand. There were a lot of other women in that tournament that participated on various teams, and they were fine. No one said anything about them. Because it's not about them being women. It's about what this specific group of women did to Kingsman. Obviously, it's something pretty much everyone understands. except her and some other, you know, people like her that just want to somehow twist this whole situation into a virtue signal. Let's not forget Bossum either. That dude's been getting a ton of criticism. He's not a woman. Like, what is this? What is this lady talking about? Acting like people are only hating Zaza because she's a woman? Like, I don't even know. It's such a bad point. Let's keep going, though.
They don't want you to be there. When I went through getting better at Apex Legends, it was never to appeal to men. It was never to appeal to the fact that women suck at video games. It was to show to myself that I am good at this game and that I want to improve. I want to get better. I want to hit masters. I want to have a higher KD. I want to have a higher average damage. That was my goal for myself, not because I want to appeal to misogynistic men and break a stereotype that was, by the way, unfairly put on us.
I cannot believe she recorded this video, thought it was a good idea, thought this was some great intellectual take, and uploaded it to the internet. Dude, good job. You're getting better at Apex. Cool. No man asked you to get better anyways. What kind of false equivalence is this? And the ego from her. The ego that she sees other women playing competitive games and she says that they're actually bad and those women just want to appeal to misogynistic men because how dare those women make jokes. She's literally getting mad at other women for making jokes, and then she has the audacity to downplay the work that those women are putting in to get better at competitive games, saying that they're only doing it because they want to impress men or something and they're not genuine. That's essentially her take. And she goes off to act like she's the only genuine woman out there that is trying to improve for a reason that has nothing to do with men, which was a concept that she completely made up in her mind and projected onto other women, as she simultaneously accuses other people of being misogynists. I mean, like, I can't even. I'm scared to keep watching this video, guys. I'm not going to lie. We're so close to the end, though. I'm going to finish this, but oh my gosh.
Us. I think it's great to showcase women in gaming because there isn't enough showcasing of them, because there isn't a lot of women compared to men. So when we have these small little areas that are there to showcase women in gaming, is not to prove that women are actually good at games. Is to give space for women to be shown in a space that is male dominated. That is the whole point of women in esports. We weren't taken back. Your skill didn't just disappear overnight if you're really good at the game as a woman. Those men have always had that thought process, and that is not changing anytime soon.
We weren't taking back. Your skill didn't just disappear overnight. If you're really good at games as a woman, those men have always had that thought process. I don't even understand what you're saying. What do you mean? I've had that thought process. No, I definitely haven't. That doesn't even make sense. What is she talking about here, guys? Again, she said, we weren't taking back. Your skill didn't just disappear overnight. If you're really good at games as a woman, those men have always had that thought process. This sounds like a bad copy pasta, bro. Ain't no way she really said that. What is her point? I'm so confused. And then look at this. She has also locked the responses on her tweet when people began to criticize her. You can see there's 530 responses here, and then she locked it though, so no one else could comment. Just like Cece, just like Zaza, just like this other streamer that I talked about at the beginning of this video, etc., etc. Well, now she's doing the same thing. We've actually got Madam Savvy here again, and she's calling this woman out. She says, you're doing the same kind of virtue signaling those two did, referring to Cece and Zaza. We don't need more women in gaming. We don't need to showcase anything. Play the freaking game. Play the game. If you're good, cool. If you're not, whatever. No one actually cares. Yes, it was stupid for anyone to say this sets women back, but your approach is really lame and still drenched in virtue signaling. Male dominated, quote unquote. It's a male hobby. Who cares? Stop using this like it's a bad thing. There are loads of women's spaces, women games, blah, blah, blah. Every person gets roasted in games. That is equality. You, like Cece, are from the same crop. I would spawn camp endlessly. Another response that says, I don't think you even know what you're saying. You just saw a popular topic and put your 2 cents in to get some views. She says, if you watch the video to understand and not just respond, you would understand what I'm talking about. Dude, I watched that video multiple times and I still don't even understand some of the points that were being made. Some of them I did understand and they were bad. Other ones were just like incoherent. This other person says, once again, or the same person, I mean, you made it about gender when it was about someone being ridiculously rude, selfish, and disrespectful to someone in their time. Then she says, the post is about saying people are using, The post is about the saying people are using, not the actual situation. This is why I said rewatch it to understand. How does that help anything? She's basically saying now, like, hey, you need less context. Don't look at the actual situation that people were making this comment about. Don't look at that. You took the response of this set back female gamers 100 years and ran with it being more of a gender issue more than the actual situation. He didn't ask her to switch because she was a woman. He did it because she was doing awful and he was carrying the team. You thought you cooked with that video, but you forgot to turn on the stove, G. And then the responses are logged. She never responded there. L-Tag, honestly, you didn't understand it. That's all, and that's okay. I don't expect everyone to. We'll read like 2 more of these and then wrap it up. Sees what Zaza and especially Cece do and how she is, but yes men are the problem. Anything but accountability. I can tell you didn't under the video. You didn't under the video? Now even her tweets don't make sense. It's just getting worse. Oh my gosh. Last one here. She was 050's DPS. It's not a sexism issue. It's a she was doing terribly versus a comp that counters her hero. You didn't understand the video. Okay, that's enough of this. Oh my gosh. So over. I might take tomorrow off. I'm just saying already. If I don't have a video tomorrow, guys, that's why. I might need to be on a cooldown after this stuff lately. The channel's been doing great. I really do appreciate all the support, but like some of this stuff is a bit much. I'm like kind of concerned about some of these people, man. This was kind of concerning. Funny but concerning. I hope you enjoyed the video though. That's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about this. As always, thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.